So you ever just have an idea and decide to sit down and just see where the build takes you? Yeah, that was this project. First up on the agenda was to put together a base to see how big this was going to be, then surround it with a black border to give it a clean, finished look. The size I chose was meant to make this build much more manageable, as I wanted to be able to finish the project in a relatively short amount of time. I also tied off the front with light bluish gray and added an intricate grate design that I'd come up with last summer, which takes advantage of the half plate height of Lego studs to make interesting offsets, with the grills themselves just being held in by gravity. I had the idea to make the right section of the floor a different color and build it on its side in order to add a point of contrast in the build, as this was where I eventually planned to put the stairs. From there I began grinding out the back wall, which utilizes dark bluish gray at a jumper plate offset to create a paneled look. I also added in a rounded pillar to really highlight the bespin architecture. My original plan was to have one on the other side of the stairs, but that didn't end up working out. I figured the top of the wall needed some sort of railing, and I wanted to continue the round look I'd gotten with the pillar, so I created an extension of the back wall. The gray bar pieces were added to really sell the railing look. Building up the stairs took a ton of work, and I messed it up multiple times. Originally I made them too short because I thought I was adding a second pillar, then I made them too flat, and the whole right side looked off. To fix this, a friend of mine suggested I add something to run down the middle, and I'm extremely happy with the angles I was able to achieve. The separator simply slides into place with no connection, and fits perfectly. It's super satisfying. The top floor was a whole different project to tackle, as I really didn't have much of an idea of what I was going to put up there. I tried making it into a loading area, but thought this looked too flat, so I ended up building this tall structure that a friend of mine says looks like a giant Imperial PC. With it being so tall and thin, however, it looked awkward on its own. So I decided to take some inspiration from Battlefront 2 and build some Imperial barricades. The wall section utilizes brackets to get a half plate offset, and the slope pillar uses a cool bucket handle technique to get a stud reversal, which creates the panel that slides into the slope section. You would think that'd be where it ends, but the arrangement of these parts took a lot more time than I anticipated. I originally had the dark gray vent facing towards the front, but the whole thing looked way too disproportionate. I fiddled around with it for a while and ended up just turning the Imperial PC to the side, and that actually somehow fixed it. From there I just threw on some figs and a few crates, and there you have it.